Jessie has a squirrel friend. Don't make me like you, Jessie. Brittany threw her first ever successful pool party, and Zach is the best friend we all deserve. Welcome to Showmance, guys, the #1 show on YouTube doing deep dives on shows with no depth.
Shows as shallow as the attention that I paid to either of these episodes. I don't even have notes today. This iPad's sitting here for looks. I'm not joking. This is the very first time that I have not done notes.
What does it feel like? Do you feel like free balling?
No, I mean, I feel like incredibly nervous that I'm just going to be so useless. But I also would like to see, because the notes take so long to do.
Dude,
yeah. Oh my God.
I'm going to die laughing if this is like the best episode you've ever done and you wake up tomorrow and you're editing it and you're like, oh my God, notes have been ruining my life. I've
been making everything harder on myself, trying to be so prepared.
Everything, trying to remember everything I write down. That's so freeing.
Let me tell you what I think.
I'm editing right now with no top on. That's how freeing it is.
Like, hype, subscribe, and tell a friend.
I don't really use my notes for much. I use my, like, when I need to read stuff, obviously, like if it's, I'm just trying to like quote something or whatever, but like aside from that, I don't really use them. It's doing the notes actually is what helps me process my ideas about people and what they're doing and whatever. So that's the part that like, I'm like, that needs to be done.
I always thought you did use your notes, one, because you got your cute iPad and your pencil.
Well, I go back to try to look for things that maybe I missed, but then my notes aren't even like organized enough for me to even know. I go, yep, that seems like everything. Like, or like my notes app always freezes, and I'm like,
Barry, we had a conversation about some things that we can start using. So I've been trying them out, and once I realize that they're gonna work, it'll be a team effort.
Like there are times also like we're so slammed right now, and like I'm editing, and then I'm freaking out editing, trying to get something out, like and something always takes like 45 minutes that should take 5 seconds. Like you never know what is going to trip you up in an edit. Like you never see it coming.
In life, I would like to extend that.
Yeah. But basically last night after we were at the very end of what were we even doing last night? Summer House. So we did a West Side Schemato last night, and then we did the Summer House. And I got up in the middle of Mike's comments to go get something, and then I
so bad.
I had these pants on, and normally I just wear jeans, but like I had to go. I went to Palm Springs recently, and I was like, I think I text Courtney. I'm like, I want to be one of those people that wears like 2-piece sets on vacation. So I just got some clothes that like I never have worn before. I never wear, and like
they look great on her.
Those pants were one of them, and I haven't learned to walk in them apparently because I have done this several times, and I've even said to myself, these pants are going to be the death of me. And last night they almost were.
Dude, I thought you were dead.
I said, Natalie, what did you trip on? She goes, my pants, they're a liability.
Dude, we don't have insurance here yet.
Listen, what is also hilarious, well, not hilarious, but in retrospect it is, because I just didn't know what was happening at the time. But like, Mike is like, have you ever heard the expression like, if you die, I'll kill you?
Yeah.
And like, I think that you might have coined that, because Mike was so mad out of nowhere, and I didn't understand, like, why is he being so mean to me right now? But he gets scared if I fall and do something like that. I think he goes into fear mode, and then when he figures out I'm okay, he's pissed that I let that happen because he doesn't want to die alone, and his whole life flashes before his eyes. But at the time,
sounds
I'm just
romantic to me.
Can you see the fall in the camera?
I haven't seen it yet.
I hope you can.
So that's the other thing. So, okay, on top of the fact that the screener was several hours late, we had no time to do it.
Late,
oh yeah, because they used to come on Fridays. Then this whole thing exploded, and I feel like they're holding them close to their vest so that nobody leaks anything. And then the leaks from the reunion happen, and so now they go even later into Mondays. This last Monday, they didn't come until like 4 o'clock almost or something, and we start shooting at 6:30. Like I can't live like this, and so that happened. And then I ate shit last night, so like I did not feel like I had it in me to stay up and do the cut. I just wanted to like lay down flat. My knees totally busted too, I just wanted to lay down. Then Mike was like, "You can't lay down. You're gonna die."
Yeah, that's what I said when I was leaving. I go, actually, it's probably a good thing that you're going to be editing.
No, you said that, and then he came out, and I felt like he was spying on me, being like, "Are you?" And I'm like, I'm not asleep. I'm just laying down. I'm not asleep. I'm just like, because I guess you're not supposed to go to sleep if you might have a concussion. Yeah. I don't know.
Anyway. And I thought you did. Because you really.
No, I know. I thought my whole face like fell off. Like I thought it was like.
But what killed me is when you go, this always happens to me when I'm just trying to be like, I just want to stay out of the way. I don't get any trouble.
Because I got him to get the couch and I'm blocking the camera. And so I'm just trying to like find the right moment to where like I'm not going to cut anyone off saying anything, whatever. And so I just kind of tried to like leap past the camera, and then my toe caught my big old palazzo looking. I don't even know what else to call them. That's what they called them in the 90s. I think these actually aren't palazzo pants, but like they're just very like
adjacent, palazzo adjacent.
They're just very flowy, you know, satin, silk, whatever. Well, they're from H&M, so I don't think they're anything like, you know.
Satin silk adjacent.
Like filk. Yeah, fatten.
Executive. They're executive pants.
They're executive pants. Oh yeah.
You do look very professional in them. Oh my, until you fell.
So I couldn't stay up last night and cut, which I usually do, so I could have gotten Scamandal out early, and then we would do the show, and then I would have, today I should have been working on just the Summer House episode and then the Valley, and I lost basically 24 hours yesterday because of the late cut and the whatever. Yeah, the fall. And so anyways, I want to be able to just go like, no, I'll just watch the episode and sit down and we'll just have a conversation. So I'm going to see how this goes now. God, someone's going to be like, can you guys get into the episode already?
I'm sorry if you're
no
not
one's
laughing.
left.
I know, but that's what happened. Sorry.
She's okay. I wouldn't be laughing like this if you were not okay. I just to be queer.
I might leave it in if it's not like, if I don't look like, whoa, like if it's like a slow-mo thing where I just look like,
Good luck.
you know, the internet lives forever. So
You were being so polite that I don't even know if anything came out of your mouth. I think it was just down. And it happened so fast. It was so fast. Anyway, should we get into the epi?
yeah.
Okay, we're gonna cover both episodes.
Yeah.
I do agree with you. Last week's episode was very nothing burger to me, and I was even rewatching it, being like, "Yeah, it was fine." If you don't have to cover it and try to like make something of it.
Yeah. I was trying to even just like think of how I was going to say this earlier. And I'm sure I'm not going to, I didn't get anywhere. But like, I of course have the most like empathy for, I think postpartum is very real. I know that it is a killer. I've seen some gnarly depression from it. Like people I know, like I've said what I've had to say about it. Like, is Kristen, are we just gonna be talking about Kristen's postpartum for like how many episodes? Like, I don't have anything new to say about it. I've never experienced it myself. I can only say that like, oh, I think she looks great. I think she should get back in there. I can only be positive, or I can say, no, I totally get it. That's totally awful. No, I would feel the same. Like, I got nothing more to say about Kristen's postpartum.
I have a new note that ties into something I said on episode 1, but we'll get into it because it happens in episode 2. So I'm curious what your thought is on it. It enters something new into the chat.
I had the same thing with the Nia and Danny. Like, she's miserable. You're a jokester. It's not working. I felt like that's been all the episodes.
Although Danny did have one good joke this episode, the first one that we're covering, when he goes,
the Capernaum one?
No, they're like getting pedicures and all that stuff, and the cigar thing, and he goes in his confessional, yeah, listen, I'm really excited to meet up and see what Janet has to say. I mean, Jason.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, Danny, that was good.
It was, but it was just so cheesy because he's so like, but that's the dad.
Step up. Listen,
Yeah.
Rome wasn't built in a day.
Yeah.
Danny wasn't funny in an episode.
Super funny.
Thank you.
I meant what Danny said, not what you said. But
Wait, is this the same thing of when Barry said something and he
Right,
read
but
the
I
comment?
didn't-
You're like, that's so smart. And he's
Whatever.
like, what I said?
Yeah.
because two things were said. He said a thing and I said a thing, and you were like, "Oh, that's amazing." And I'm like, "Well, which the thing he said or the
I
thing
think I
I
was
said?"
talking about Bear. But I love
I
you.
know, but that's what I was asking.
I
His
didn't
thing
know
or
that
my
there
thing?
was
Yeah,
that you
whatever.
had an addendum to Barry's brilliant.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I knew the answer to that question anyways.
But also, how is this show is not good anymore, and I hate it. And like Mike's last out, like you had gone or you were in the other room or something, and Mike was like, "You know, the Valley sucks because there's no Jax," and I'm like, "How dare you!"
I was kidding. Sort
But
of.
like, I'm even thinking like, wow, after last week and now seeing this week, the only thing that was happening was like people were dealing with Janet. You're going to make Janet not get fired if they don't step it up. Like she's the only one that's like making a discussion about anything that is like, just like snarky, like the kind
There's
of
some
snark that I like to
seasoning.
have,
Yeah.
where I can just talk a bunch of shit,
Yeah.
That's what I like about these shows is the shit talking.
Well, I mean, we could talk shit about the fact that Nia is pumping and Danny got the Mr. Pump.
I think that's
This is the queen of the pivot.
It's
called a segue.
She saw that Friends episode too many times where they're getting the couch up the thing.
Pivot!
I'm sure it was some fancy editing, but like when the little boy, I can't remember his name, ripped Nia's face off Danny, and they cut to the baby, and the baby was like,
yeah.
And they're like, oh my God, they're going to traumatize the baby. I was like, I think that's a real thing. I think that little baby is going to be weirded out and forever now.
No, the kid's going to be fine.
When he did that, I was like, those are the times that reaffirm like, we're not having kids. Because I literally wanted to look at that kid and be like, look what you've done, you little shit.
Yeah. I mean, just a
Look what
little
you did,
whack
you
on the
little
back of the
jerk.
head, Trip him or something.
Yeah.
I don't have anything else though to say about this breastfeeding scene. Do you?
No, I'm wondering if the breastfeeding thing is a real thing.
It really exists because,
and I'm
someone
wondering,
sold it.
is Danny then going to use it or was that another barach joke
I think
for
that
Danny?
was a barach.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for nothing, Danny. Moving along.
The next scene was so weird. It was when Jason, Jesse, and Schwartz go to get pedicures, and Jason and Janet were made for one another.
Yeah.
That they are the lids for one another's pots.
Yeah.
Without a shadow of a doubt. Jason walks in like he's never been in a nail salon before. What is this foreign place? Does it hurt? Someone's clipping your toenails. They're gonna rub your leg. Does it hurt?
Well,
Also,
I feel like Mike would have the same reaction.
Yeah, I mean, I've never gotten a pedicure.
He was nervous for a pedicure.
So I have a thing with my big toe on my right foot.
Okay.
If you wiggle it, twist it, like it's creeping me out right now just thinking about it. I don't know why. I feel like my mom, when I was a kid, would like grab my big toe and just yank. She wouldn't, but it would. There's something going on. I don't know what it is.
You have trauma in your big toe.
I have big toe trauma. Wait, who is that girl on The
RBTT?
Bachelor? Was it The Bachelor that was like, oh, I have dog trauma. Oh, I actually have lollipop trauma. Actually, I got into a fight with the cotton candy ones. I have cotton candy trauma. Yeah, I don't know what it is. If someone with my, it makes me, it's like they twist it a little. It gives me the full heebie-jeebies.
But why would they twist your toe in a pedicure?
You're like that with your thumbs too, though.
Well,
Yes.
this one because it
We don't need
dislocates itself because I slammed it in the car door once when I was a little.
But like they're filing, they're not like.
But if they gotta like just give it a little whoop to get a nail or get a whatever, I don't know.
lose your
I
shit?
don't know why my mom would
probably
fucking
kick them in the face. Probably.
It's like a it makes me get queasy and it is a little one of these.
I'm not gonna lie, that's weird, Mike.
I'm not. I never said it wasn't
Yeah.
weird. I said I'm pretty sure I started with I got a weird thing with my big
I
toe
just
on my
wasn't
right
walking
foot.
back my fact that I think your and Jason's pedicure phobia is strong.
Yeah. I would still go. Like I would like to have experience a pedicure and a manicure at one point in my life, just to be like, oh, that's nice. Just have that,
Or that was awful.
or
Never
or
do
yeah,
that
or
again.
that. Be like, that, I'm never doing that again. Because like facials, I was like, I'm getting a facial. There's no way. And then I finally went and got one, and it's
My
nice.
sister was clipping my dad's toenails for him because he like couldn't bend over and do it. Like whatever, it was a whole long thing. And so every time my sister would come over, he'd be like, Bets, get the clippers, do my toes, which is like the most Italian thing ever.
Yeah.
Most people think it's weird if you're Italian. You're like, yeah, my dad asked me that. Anyway.
Listen, I just wanted to ask, does anybody out there have wrestlers in their family and have you ever had to do anything with their toes? It is,
Do they have weird feet?
I wouldn't call it weird. I would call it, you need a hazmat suit to go in on them. I mean, maybe it's athletes in general. I don't
These
know.
are athletes. It's
Oh,
athletes
okay.
have pretty gnarly feet. But wrestlers, there's the shoes that they wear are
I didn't know
tied
wrestlers wore
leathery.
shoes.
Yeah, wrestling shoes they call them.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Didn't know there was a wrestling shoe.
Yeah.
Anyway, my sister was like, Dad, you got to figure something out. Like, I'm not going to be clipping your toenails for the rest of your life. So my mom's like, Bob, come with me. When I get my nails done, you'll get a pedicure. My dad's like, I don't want to get a pedicure. He gets one pedicure. He's like, can I go every week? It's pretty nice. Like, he's now obsessed with it. So you too might fall in love with it.
No,
Not gonna lie, I would. That's probably part of the reason why I'm like, maybe I won't book
we
one
don't need
because
to
like
get
the
you
last
spending
thing I
money on
need, is another stupid thing to spend money on.
Anyway.
Oh, Mike got a new truck.
Oh, speaking
While
of,
I was out of town for 2 days.
listen, hey, that's on you, buddy. You're supposed to keep control of me. You go out of town, free game.
That was actually one thing that was really great about Shane. He never left the house and he didn't know how to do anything.
I didn't leave the house either. Actually, Google Gemini got me that truck. I was literally here the whole weekend, just texting the dude. He would write me back. I'd be like, all right, now they're saying this. And Gemini would be like, no, you're good. We're still good. You got this credit. We're going to do that. Tell him this. And I'd be like, how about this? And he'd be like, I think Gemini got me that car.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. No, that truck. I got to say truck now.
Okay, so in this little pedicure session, we find out that Jesse has a friend that's a squirrel, which makes me start warming up to him because I have a real soft spot for squirrels and
A
love
squirrel.
squirrels. I love squirrels.
You don't golf. That's why.
No.
Pat, can you hear me? How
No.
much money does squirrels owe you, Pat? Golf bags, snacks, bananas.
They come and take
Squirrels.
them.
They
They
eat them.
take your golf bags?
They eat through your golf bag. They will spend 3 holes following you and then steal your snacks out of there.
Well, so why don't you bring squirrel snacks?
What you should bring is a little pellet gun. That's what you should.
That's terrible.
They dig up all my plants to put their nuts in, and then I find out later that like 99% of the nuts, like they never come back from them.
Yeah,
They
they're
forget.
done as
That's why
shit.
trees.
They can't remember.
Like 70%, the trees that we have in nature, so many of them are from squirrels that buried their nuts and they forgot where they buried them.
Well,
So
I've already got my own
Start
little mini
burying
tree. Can you
more
stay
than
out of it?
nuts.
The tree is built and doesn't need your nuts.
I love them.
That's a
Anyway,
squirrel.
they talk about how there's going to be like a singles night with Lala and Michelle and Schwartz, which was so lame. When we get there, we'll talk about it. It's fine.
There's only one cool thing that happened. Schwartz gave up his seat. That was like the only valuable part of this scene.
Oh, you mean at the
When
okay? Don't
Jesse
skip
came in.
ahead.
No, isn't it where they're getting their feet done?
Oh,
Give up
to
his
who?
seat?
When Jesse showed up.
Oh, okay. Well,
Jesse showed up and there was only 2 techs and Schwartz was like, oh, there's only 2 techs. You go, you do. You get your thing done. And let Jesse and
That's
Jason do it.
great.
Jason says brings up the fact that he doesn't really know Lacey because he was told to block her however long ago,
Yeah.
and it's just like I don't even know why Jason said that. Like you're like. Yes, it's true. I'm glad that he said it because it's just like life affirming to like find out like, well, another thing, Janet's just doing stupid shit.
This is why they're meant for each other.
Yeah, can you believe we used to feel kind of bad for him? We used to just think like, this guy, I don't know how this happened. And now I'm like, oh.
I don't think I ever felt bad for him. I think my stance was he chose her.
Yeah.
Like that has to, because I always feel, when one of the spouses gets a bad rap, like, oh, this person's so great, but I hate their husband or their wife or their whatever. Like, right, but they chose them. So that has to say something about this person.
Yeah.
Remember that, folks.
No, it's they've definitely proven that case.
Yeah. And I also think Janet to me is not some wildly sharp Svengali, right? Like she thinks she's tricking everybody. And Jason, I think it was Joe Schmo who had this comment that's like, I would not trust him being my lawyer in like a jaywalking
No, God,
case.
no. He seems so dumb.
Horrible. Like
Yeah.
for personally, like not, and I maybe it's just because I've been spoiled and we live in LA and there's a lot of really good lawyers out
Yeah.
here. But this guy is not someone I would be hiring. And he just constantly is like walking himself into someone else's answer to the
Yeah.
argument.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what he did here with Jesse. So anyway, and Jesse said, he was like, listen, I'm not a huge fan of your wife currently because of how she treated Lacey last season, and they need to iron those things out. I don't want to get involved in it, but whatever.
Yeah.
Our next scene is when Lala and Michelle go to Kyle Chan's, and I actually thought this scene was really sweet because it was when Michelle was talking about how she wanted to reset her engagement ring. And she was like, when I hated him last year and I was barely paying my bills,
Yeah.
I thought I wanted to sell it, but then I thought, what if Isabella wanted it one day, which is a really sweet thing to think, like just a good mom thing, to think about that.
Can I ask the rude question?
Yeah.
That maybe me and one other person are thinking. Do you want the ring of your mom's 3-year marriage? Like, is that a significant heirloom that we're looking for?
I think a few things. One, if
Is it
you're
yes?
Yeah,
yeah,
Okay.
it's from your dad that hopefully you love,
exactly.
right?
Got it. All right.
They are your parents, and also like if the guy that you're with doesn't maybe have the funds to get you whatever, but your mom has this beautiful diamond. I don't know any woman, and I'm not saying that this woman isn't out there, but I just personally haven't met her that wasn't like, yeah, just throw some sage on it, bing, bang, put it in a new setting, and that would be beautiful, and I would love to wear it. Don't you think?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was, and it was also really nice to hear Michelle for the first time talk about the good days, because we kind of thought like, I don't think there really were any. It seemed like they just sort of like got together, probably had fun being in their single life, kind of like single as like no parents and I'm not no parents, no children, and they're not married yet.
Yeah.
And then it seemed like she got pregnant pretty quickly, and then it all went downhill from there. And so just to hear her talk about everything that he did, like he did give her like a beautiful proposal, and like did the things that like are just sort of speak to that he cares about these certain things. And like, that's nice, because like a lot of dudes just really don't. And I'm not trying to bring apart, but I'm just saying like, it's a lot of planning. It's a lot of work to do that stuff. And he did it for her.
Oh my God, no, I loved that moment. And I feel like I'm liking Michelle so much more
Me
this
too.
season. And I think something happens when you've got all of this anger towards someone. And I'm not saying that the anger is totally passed between these two, but it's just being that angry all the time. It's just not a sustainable business plan. Yeah. So, and you hopefully get over it. If you're just that pissed forever, you got to go to therapy then. Like, I understand in the beginning being so mad and so triggered by everything, but there were some good parts. You did choose to marry this guy. And so it's been so nice to hear her over the last few episodes just like soften up a little bit and show us that like it was a really good moment, and we did have some beautiful years. And she said, it was a really beautiful time in my life.
Yeah.
And I think not only is that so cool for her to experience, but I think it'll be nice for Isabella to be able to like go back and be like, oh my God, my parents were nuts, and they're divorced and it was on TV. But then like see also the moments of her being like, he took me to Paris, and remember that was like her dream destination, and he had the photographer and wrote a sweet speech, and I really liked it.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
And I think Isabella will like all of that. Minnie has water on her nose.
It's so cute. I love that. I love when the little bubbies are just around, the little bubbles are everywhere.
Yeah.
I made this note in the second episode 5, but it pertains to this one too. It didn't register. I think Lala, for me, Lala is the reason Michelle is more likable. I think it's a little bit of both. Yes, definitely hating someone is not a good look. Takes a lot out of you. Stressful, all the things. Stressing about your kid, if there's a kid in that, like all of those things, probably not fun. So I think a lot of that has gone away, obviously. But I think there's something about Lala befriending Michelle, or like a Lala type hanging out with a Michelle type. It's like a Sandy in Grease with the, who was
Rizzo.
that? Rizzo. Yeah. You know what I mean? Where it's like, she's so wide-eyed and Rizzo's like, I got you, kid. And by the end of this season, Michelle's going to be
dating Dr. Dre.
Yeah, dude, that's so funny.
Yeah, can't we just pour out a little liquor right now?
For
actually, that's not the right thing. That's for when somebody dies.
Yeah,
I think Michelle's been given some life. Like she elevated to me in
100.
just that one thing.
Are you kidding?
And I posted it on our thing, and like, listen, there's I don't know if I would say a lot, but like, I feel like at least a few people being like, do you guys know his, like, how violent he's been with women? And I did not know any of that.
Either.
So I'm also not going to find out about it, because Dr. Dre just lives in a space in my life that, like, I don't know. Good luck, Michelle. I hope that it all works out.
Let's hope Michelle doesn't find out about it.
Okay, well, I'm going to do a little research.
No, I don't want to know about it. Like,
I won't tell you. For my edification, I would like to know.
Yeah. Anyways, I think that Lala is helping it in that kind of weird way.
Yeah.
Which I'm liking, because I'm enjoying Michelle
tenfold, right?
A bazillion fold. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, she's like funny and like charming, and I'm starting to see like, I'm even with this story, I'm like, I can see how you two idiots fell in love. Like the part where the therapist isn't asking them, tell me about the part where you fell in love. It's like all that, and then one day we fell out of love.
Yeah.
That's the story of them, which is a bummer, but
You know what I think is something that I think has happened, and I thought of this, but now I can't remember the second thing. So I'm only going to have one thing to say to put in my theory. It did really feel like, in retrospect, that we didn't get to know Michelle in a very fair way. They really introduced us to her and showed us sort of like, listen, if they could have protected Jesse anymore, they would have. But Jesse is Jesse. So like there was just moments that like, but like I imagine they probably still really tried to, because I think that they just wanted to invest in him. And they didn't really mind that she just like everything we saw of her was just like wah wah all the time. Like it was just like, it was easy to be like, yeah, but she's this or she's that. But yeah, but God, that doesn't seem fun. Michelle, not fun. You know, like
summer's supposed to be fun.
Yeah. And then like how they didn't really talk about, like, I know that they touched on it, but I feel like we found out about like that the mother was passing and she was really sick. And I don't feel like we really got any of the guts of that until she went on Nick Viall. And then we found out that story. Yeah. And then that was the first time I started turning on Jesse, but because I had also just like had lost a dad. And so I was like, and I only had like the greatest person ever, like supporting me through all of it and allowing me to go and do so many things I wouldn't have been able to do had he not stepped up. So that's
me. She's talking about me.
I'm talking about Foof.
Yeah. Foof.
So I just realized, and I can't remember what it is, but there's one more thing that like we are finding out after the fact, and I'll remember it at some point.
It's in episode 2 in the gymnastics thing with her dad and her parents. Like we learn more about like her dad.
So there's that. Illness. There's some things about Michelle that like y'all never told me. Okay, Bravo. And like now I'm feeling like you did it because like you were propping Jesse up, and like maybe like everybody's got to do that. You got to go through a year, get to this guy, and we'll deal with her next. You know, like I get that. And,
but something we always said about Michelle is that she's not the best advocate for herself.
She's not.
I think she gets very overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And Jesse is he's so bullish.
Yeah.
That he can, you know, like when he's in his worst version of himself, he can be such a, like he wants to steamroller over you at all costs.
Yeah.
And that's the worst time to meet someone like Michelle, because she does not thrive in situations like that, you know? And I think that in these moments where she's got a little bit of space and time to breathe, and she's not trying to like prove her relationship with Aaron, and she's not trying to make that work and make fetch happen over there. Like she's just herself this season. She's unencumbered. She's making more money. I think like that is a albatross around your neck that like starts to become a chokehold.
Yeah.
When you just feel like you cannot pay your bills and you have a kid on top of it. Like I think everything is a little bit looser for her now in a really great way. And I think that that's where she shines. And now all of a sudden these things are coming out and we're able to get to know her.
Yeah.
And I'm sure she's going to have moments this season of like telling him off and being annoyed with him and all that shit. But for right now, really lovely, Michelle. I'm really a big fan of it.
Yeah. Even when she went on to say all that stuff, talking about Jesse and how lovely that was, and that was such a nice time in her life, and she was listing all the things, she literally capped it with like, and so my goal this year is to get divorced. Like, so it wasn't like she's reminiscing and like having a, like, because at first I was like, oh God, oh no, he's really happy with someone else. But then she was just finally got to a place where she could acknowledge that things were really lovely and can't wait to be over. Can't wait to be finished.
You could say 100 things about Michelle and maybe they'd all be true. She has got her head screwed on straight.
Yeah.
She's not like some wacky, like, oh my God, let's give this another shot, Jesse. Like, I really feel like she's very clear on who she is and where she wants to go.
Yeah, agreed.
Well, in regards to, and it's, again, we're probably going to jump around a bunch on this, our specific episode from these two episodes.
Speak for yourself. I'm the moderator. I don't jump around.
But I think we find out in the next episode, I think a lot why Michelle is the way she is, why she's a little seemingly, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but a little militant and like very scheduled and like, no, this is how you do it. Because she was an athlete as a kid. It was like a crazy goal that she thought was, nobody told her it wasn't unattainable, right? So she was like, oh, Olympics? Yeah, cool, done. What do we do? Well, you work all the time and then you get to go to the Olympics. Done. And like, now that's an athlete as an adult.
Yeah.
You know, where they're just like, no, we do this at this time and this at that. And if anyone gets in the way of it, It cannot compute. Like
They
it
are
just,
threatening me and my schedule.
I do not know what to do. I am supposed to be at gym right now. It doesn't. It's why athletes, when they retire, they go into freak out mode because they're like, I've been doing this 40 years, 30 years maybe. Like I've been doing the same thing for 30 years, all year long, same. What am I supposed to do now? Just chill, bro. Spend your millions. Yeah, no, I don't.
I always try to explain to people
any of that.
I'm like, when you're a professional athlete, obviously there's so much that goes into it, right? But there is an element of it that like you're still a child, like you're on a field trip. You meet at your school, which is the stadium. There's a bus that you guys all get on. Somebody else probably packed your bag, is my guess, for a lot of these dudes. And you get on the bus, they bring you to the plane, you all travel together. Then you get there, you get to the hotel, they give you an envelope full of cash
and
for
a little
like
box
your per
meal.
diem. Right. That's exactly right. And like, here's the room you're going to stay. And like, and I understand why they do that. Of course, like it's organized and it's a team sport and blah, blah, blah. But like there is an element of it. Like, could you imagine your entire adult life is essentially like a really intense field trip for, however long you're.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to take away the athleticism and all the dedication. I just mean like, because Mike gave me a little look. I just mean
field trip.
Are you shooting looks?
Okay, so then the next scene up is when Jasmine, Brittany, and Kristen all go out to have like, a little early dinner. Clearly, Kristen is feeling a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And they're both trying to make her feel better, which was really sweet. They were doing what girls do for each other. Listen, I, like you, have never had a child, and this is not comparable at all because it wasn't the hormones and stuff going through me, but like this last year, I said this on the podcast, I had mold poisoning last year and it was so brutal. And it screws up your whole system and it takes a while to like recalibrate everything. And it threw my thyroid off. And I was just saying to Nat and Mike the other day, like, I feel like the inflammation in my body is finally starting to go down and it's been a year. And so I always feel for someone when they feel like a foreigner in their body, like, oh my God, I've put on all this weight, or no matter what I do, I'm always in pain, or I can't button my pants, or whatever the physical ailment or change is. And it just sucks. Like she said it, she's like, I go to I look at my closet and nothing fits me. Like I can't, that is just, and she even said it in her interview. She was like, I am aware that I created life, this beautiful child with a brain and a heart and it's perfect and amazing. And I'm so happy, but like, it's me up.
Yeah.
And I felt so bad for her in that moment. I really did.
Like, I don't even understand why they went out. Like it seems like that's what you do when you're like, I need to get out of the house. Can you guys say, like, she seemed miserable. She was like crying for part of it. Like, I don't know if like the girls' nights are gonna do Kristen any good. She seems nervous. She doesn't really want to be away for that long. They came all the way over here. That's a restaurant that like we went to. I randomly like, because Mike just got on this kick where he was like, this is right down the street. It was.
How did he get back on that kick? Listen,
No,
it was
no.
getting very expensive.
Yeah, it did
Like,
get very
maybe
expensive
every
to be
other
like, oh,
week,
date
like-
night every Saturday night at a new restaurant, $300.
We would give it like 2 months in a row, and I was like, okay, maybe it's getting a little
I could
spendy.
have got my truck by now.
Yeah, seriously.
We ate my truck.
Yeah, we did.
Exactly. It's also one of those places, and I like there's a few. I'm sure there's actually dozens and dozens, but there's a handful of places here that I'm like, I don't know how this gigantic place stays open. This has got to be a money laundering operation.
Happens.
Wait, did I ever tell you the cutest thing? My Uncle Billy, may he rest in peace. He was in the laundering business. Like he went to all the restaurants in New York and like did all of their linens and the chef's coats and all that stuff.
I thought you were talking about money laundering. I'm like, okay.
And obviously I'm from New Jersey, so there's a lot of Italians. So people sometimes thought he was Italian. And when he got his boat, he named it Laundered Money. And people are like, that's good. But don't you think the IRS is going to have a problem? He's like, no, I'm in the laundry business. He's like, me too. All these Goombas are like, me too, man. Laundry, import, export, I just thought that was the best name for a boat, Laundered Money.
What's the other, what do they call the trash service?
Oh, waste management, sanitation. Oh, that's a big one.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
So that's far. That's down the street from us. That's not in the Valley. I don't know why they came all the way over here for Kristen's
filming permits.
Yeah,
maybe?
honestly, because there's nothing going on in that restaurant. It's gigantic, and like I said, I don't know how they stay open.
What restaurant was it?
Is it called like 2 degrees or 1 degree, or is it like a number? I don't know.
Oh, 10 to is.
I
is
also
it on
don't want to
3rd
like
here?
talk a bunch of shit about them. So like,
On 3rd Street.
yeah,
Mike's about
think
to give
it's-
out the address, the
Yeah.
phone number.
yeah.
No, but I think it's called 10 or something like that, and it's from a European soccer player. He's from Spain, but he played in Europe, and then he moved here and started a business. But his
The launder is money. That's what
yeah,
they do.
exactly, probably. We have the same birthday, like we were born on this exact same day. I don't know why. I was looking up the restaurant and it like, oh, about the guy, and I'm like, oh, I'll read about the guy. He was born on we were born on the same day.
I'm so happy I know that.
You don't think that's interesting?
Okay. Anyway, I'm just wondering if like, well, here's another thing though. In current times, Kristen is now like doing. I don't know if it's Ozempic, but it's one of the ones doing like ads for it now. So
Who is?
Kristen. So I think that she's found the solution to her problem.
Yeah. Yes, and good for you.
Yeah,
Good for
because
you.
all I wanted to say was like, I don't think that these girls are really helping. I think that maybe they should be like doing like activities. Like Kristen seems like she's never going to get out of this funk until she loses however much weight. But now again, it's a moot point because I think she's taken it into her own hands. Yeah.
Like I feel like there's the weight thing, which whatever that's got to suck. I mean, I'm obviously not fat, but like I like. I'm not saying Kristen's fat, but I'm just saying. But like even
I'm
my
obviously
dumb
not
ass,
fat,
Also,
guys.
all
I
that
don't
Mike
mean
does
that.
is walk around every
This
day
is
and go,
what I'm saying,
why do you
like-
want to be with a fat guy? And I'm like, nobody wants to be with a fat guy. You're not a fat guy, but he calls himself fat all day long.
Yeah, so like what I'm trying to do is like even me, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so I get that part of it where I'm like, oh man, I really need to get to the gym and work out finally, and like I'm getting older and blah blah blah. So I understand that part of it. I don't obviously understand having a baby because I haven't done that yet. But I do understand. So like I think she's having the physical things, but the mental part of it, like I understand the like a feeling coming out of nowhere and just taking you out, or like somebody saying something so insignificant and then you're just like out of control about it. And it seems like that's kind of what happened at lunch, where they were like, oh, you look good, and she just meltdown, and then it's like the worst part of that is like I don't even know why I'm having a meltdown. Like what is going? So you don't know why. Then you gotta excuse yourself, and then you get frustrated or mad. Like what? It's a whole roller coaster of shit. But I also think at some point you gotta be like, I gotta get out of the house. I gotta get out of the house. I gotta get out of the house. I gotta get rid. I gotta take care of myself. I don't remember what show we were doing, but Shannon and I think Mary Ayika were saying, because I was like, how much do you get, like, set your kid aside to go take care of yourself and do fun stuff? And like when you and they're like, oh no, you have to go take care of yourself. You have to go take time to like go do whatever, play a golf, do a dinner, go out to whatever you like to do. You got to do it. Otherwise you're no good for the kid. You know what I mean? You can't, if you're broken, how are you going to take care of this little guy?
She just doesn't seem like she's having a good time. So it's like,
She really doesn't.
you got to do what you want to do outside. I don't know if this is it.
Yeah,
you know?
no.
It
That's
also
true.
it could have just been like we're filming, we're doing
filming,
the
yeah.
scene. It also could have been, you know how sometimes you're excited to do something and like you might be feeling good, but then you go to put on the clothes and you're like, they still don't fucking fit. Like this was my heavy outfit when I was like, when I thought I was heavy.
These are
like,
my fat pants.
Yeah, that's right. And my fat jeans aren't fitting me. And I know this is not like a novel thought and everybody says this, but we got to start implementing this more. The stupid pressure on women to like snap back and get your body back, ladies. And oh my God, you just had a baby and you look so amazing. Like, yes, of course, be healthy and whatever. But like, you just had a child. Like, it's so crazy to think that you are breastfeeding, you're exhausted, you have this life that you are responsible for 24/7, and now you need the added pressure of gotta lose that baby weight so I can fit my skinny jeans. That seems crazy.
Yeah, this is a total joke, but it pertains to Kristen's not mad at herself. She's mad at Lala, Michelle, Lacey, Janet. She's mad at the MILFs. Talk to those 4
You just
ladies.
called Janet a MILF?
I did. And I hate Janet. But like, hell, dude. I don't know what to tell. When they were like, that's who she's mad at. She's mad at those 4 ladies.
I'm stuck on Janet to MILF. Like
You don't think Janet looks amazing? Like, I'm not saying she's the most beautiful woman in the world, but she looks amazing. Like we can shit on her
she's
all day
rail
long.
thin now. Is that the? Oh look, this is the guy. Then this is the problem. You want him to be rail thin after they have a kid?
I do not. I'm not a fan. I like a little squish. What I'm just saying, like those 3 together, and like these moms. There's these 4 moms that are rail thin. They are the thing that you're like, oh,
But
we
none
can't.
of them just had a baby.
And Kristen also never was like them, and except for when she was very, very
Preface
young.
all this with this is a joke. This is just a joke, ladies. Sorry, it was a joke. The joke is Kristen's not mad at herself. She's mad at these 4 chicks.
I know that you're like, no, I don't think so. That does make sense to me. She is surrounded by women who bounced back incredibly, but also she was always, she didn't ever really look like them in a great way. Like I think that Kristen is more beautiful than Michelle. Like I do. I think that Kristen's very exotic looking and like just has some very dope features about her. And not that Michelle doesn't, but like there's just like Kristen in her heyday is.
So that's what I was just gonna say. Not to be a dick, but like Kristen did used to look like them.
Yeah.
And that's got to be a little worse, Like,
oh yeah, but
if
she
you
was
think
so young,
about it.
And also, I don't think Kristen is like working out and like eating, counting her macros and doing whatever. I don't think that's who she is. And it doesn't have to be who she is. I think she's someone who's like, yeah, I want to like take a walk around the neighborhood with the stroller and the dog and lay outside. And when I'm not breastfeeding anymore, have a cigarette, smoke a J, drink a beer, and get some Taco Bell.
So much.
Yeah, I really love her also. But like Michelle she's hiking Runyon. She's going to, the gym all the time. It's just a different whatever. Like you can't be mad at someone if they're working out all the time.
Even though what's his name, Aaron told her he was like, you don't really work out enough, and she's like, I hike. He's like, that's not really working out. And
she's like, I hike and do Pilates.
Yeah,
hiking in LA is not working out.
It's not. It's something.
Not an
Let me tell you, as someone who does absolutely nothing, hiking is working out.
Yeah, like when I go on my
Listen,
hikes
when
every
we
week,
would go hiking, it was an exercise. We would go on the place that no one ever would hike, and it wasn't.
Yeah, it was next level. I'm not joking. I would lose 5 pounds in the hike.
But it wasn't like the trendy dumbass spots where people don't go to hike. They go to like put makeup on and.
No, if you really do Runyon, it's not.
Stop it. No one really does Runyon.
I did. I used to go there with a trainer and really do Runyon, and I had a 20-pound sand-weighted vest on, and I really did Runyon, and it was a workout and a sweat a lot, but I sweat a lot just sleeping.
Oh yeah, you can go round and round and Runyon, but you have to. If you climb, then you are.
You can climb Mount Everest. People don't.
Well, we all did.
Listen, I do hikes around my neighborhood every week, and when I get back, I'm like, oh my, okay, that was a lot. It was 14,000 steps. I live in a very hilly area. We are on trails, and I know that I did something good for my body that day.
Yeah.
No one has anything else about that, correct?
They talk about Brandon, and I thought it was funny that Jasmine goes, why? I thought it was hilarious that Jasmine said, is Brandon messy? Jasmine, I think that you might be the originator of messy. Like that, just the way that she relays information and then denies information, or like, I think that's messy, right?
Maybe
like,
it was just game recognized game.
Maybe so. Yeah. Cause I'm not shilling for Brandon. He can piss off for all I care, but like
he has.
Yeah. But Jasmine, that's just funny to me to hear her go, does he kind of like say stuff? And then I'm like, you mean like you?
Yeah, but that would be like me being like, so is that person really talkative?
Yeah. Does she like talk?
A lot, even when no one's listening. Okay, next up is our cigar bar scene. And I just want to start off by saying this. And Jesse, I'm warming to you, okay? Just this much. You want to be a hack guy. You're not a hack guy. I with all the love in my heart, that's not even me trying to come for you. I just think it's not your bag.
But he got it in Capri.
Well, obviously, then he needs
Where else
to
do you
wear
get hats?
I don't mind his hats. I never looked at him and thought that thought.
When he wore the beanie.
Oh,
I
okay,
was like,
sorry.
no,
The
no,
beanie,
no.
he's not a beanie guy,
He-
but that's a different thing.
And then
Nobody's a beanie guy.
No, you could be a beanie guy.
You cannot be a beanie guy.
You can be a beanie guy.
You're being lied to. Take
you
it
can
off.
be one way more than the next guy is.
No,
Like
beanie, no. Unless you're snowboarding or
And
like
hot.
cold. No on the beanie, no on the man bun.
Oh, I love a man bun.
Oh, for sake, dude.
Anyway,
This
okay.
podcast is officially over forever.
So, listen, you don't have to sleep with a guy with a man bun. I, however, am open for business to sleep with a man with a man bun.
You're going to get
Okay,
lit
so-
up for that.
No, okay, I don't think I will. Point being is they're meeting there, obviously, so Danny and Jason can have this conversation. I don't think Jason knows the meaning of I'm going to give you your flowers.
Yeah.
Because he sat down and he's like, I'm here to give some flowers. And I'm like, okay, that, first of all, it sounds really awkward coming from you. That would be like if my dad was like, hey, kid, you got a lot of Riz. I'd be like, you do drugs, Bob. What group are you hanging out with? Anyway, him and Janet start off with like, I want to apologize, whatever. And then as soon as someone gives the slightest amount of pushback or I didn't see it that way, or I'm going to tell you my experience, like there were real repercussions from what you said, they abandon ship on their apology faster than Grant took Richmond. And they are like now on the attack again.
Yeah.
And it's just like, this is why you guys are MFEO.
Well, it's also because neither of them think that they should be apologizing.
100%.
For any of these things.
100.
They're stunned. They're shocked. They're wondering what, I don't understand. The guy essayed this girl. All I did was say that. And now I got to apologize. Like that's in their mind.
All
like
I did was say it again and again and again on national
and remind
television.
the entire world that this thing happened. So like, they don't think they've done anything wrong. I think even Jason was going to be like, fine, dude, I'll apologize. Like he was going to apologize for being a brat and saying that dumb stuff. But I think he would have even probably gone a little bit further if not for real, but just for the sake of Luke and the group and the friends and whatever. But honestly, like, listen, Jason, Janet, they're D-bags. But like Danny needs to shut the fuck up. Danny can't sit there and cry and be like, he's saying it, he's saying it, and then show up to the thing and be the first one to say some bullshit.
he didn't say any bullshit. I thought he said exactly what he should have said.
I did
was
too.
like into it.
The thing about, I don't want to drink because I don't want to get labeled, like, fine, but like, cool, dude, then you started it. So like, that's what said that. I think that's, and I'm not defending Jason, but like there was a couple moments in this episode and the next one where Danny just kept making these snarky little comments. Funny, fine, I don't care. But I'm also like, okay, dude, you either get, in my opinion, you get to do that or you get to cry that this guy's picking on you and still being mean and saying all these things. You can't.
I think the problem is Danny doesn't genuinely want to be there. So he's walking in still incredibly angry about what happened. And so he's just like, then prove to me that you're not the person that I think you are. And I think that Jason proved very quickly he is exactly who Danny thinks he is. He doesn't want to be apologizing.
Sure. But again, this is me and Ningy about West and Amanda. Ningy is convinced these two have been banging for 27 years or something. I kid. But like, and I'm like, I don't know. And we're like, we're not fighting. We're like, we're going at it about it, right? And like
Passionately debating
this thing that she believes and then I believe, and they happen to be different beliefs, and we're fighting over it. And it's literally making me be like, I don't think we should be fighting, like we as a people should be fighting over beliefs. Like that's a shocking news, but like it's just making me think about that, right? Like it's a belief. Who cares? Like fight over facts, not beliefs. But these two are in that position. They both believe completely opposite things, but also the same thing. They believe that like this thing happened that didn't. And I just think Danny's being a little bit of a bitch about it at this point. It's been 2 years. He's making these little comments. Oh, I'm excited to see what Janet's going to say.
No, it was last year.
What?
Didn't this all come to a head last year?
Yeah.
It started the year before. This has been
but
a
it was the entire season
thing.
last year was the storyline was Danny and the essay.
And then the whole reunion was that where he called him a clown. He called him something else. He brought
so
up that he's
it's
just
been going on for a long time is my point. be done with it. Danny, be done with it. Don't show up to cigar night, or just show up and do what your wife is doing. Don't say anything. Acknowledge, bump. You did the fist bump. We're good. Like, we could have had a whole night. And I get it. We're on a TV show, so we can't have a whole night. But we could have had a whole night in the real world where they just have cigars and talk shit and laugh and tell stories. And these two never even have to apologize. Why are we apologizing? You both don't want to be friends. So don't be. Just like Nia is like, I don't care. Come, don't come. I'm not going to be. There's 30 people here. Well, I'm going to talk to you. She's handling it impeccably every time they get together. Agreed. I don't understand why Danny's got to pop off and then have Jason do what, like you said, which he does, is like, okay, fine, I'll apologize. And somebody's like, yeah, well, I don't like your shirt. And then it's, well, back to defense mode and we're on it now. You're right. That happens. Danny, you fucking know that too. So I don't know. He's popping off a little bit too much with a smirky little grin afterwards for me to be like, okay, dude, you can't sit there and talk about Jesus and how you're going to turn the other cheek. And not that he's literally doing that, but like live that life. Then be like, I just don't want to be friends with him. I'm cutting him out of my life. That's a mature thing to do. And Luke, I'm not that. And then show up and say some dumb shit. Like either do it or shut up.
He could have not said that first thing, which like I thought it was fine because like I totally agree with you that I think he was saying it to be like, is he now just going to pop back, or is he going to be like, I'm glad you brought that up. I actually want to tell you. Like, I think that could have meant something. But I also think that Danny knew that he wasn't. I think that Danny is donezo with this dude. I think that half the cast is. I think that the quad is, and I think that they know they do not want this couple on this show anymore. They want to move on with their lives. They want to freeze them out. Danny doesn't want to not show up to a shoot night though, that like literally every dude's going to be at. So he's going to go, but he's going to provoke him to basically show his colors. And listen, Danny, we saw in scenes from the next episode, or like, I don't know if it was like a season thing or that'll be on the actual next one.
Next episode.
That Lala gets pissy with Danny and is like, I'm not messing with you right now. Like, I'm not like, you're like, whatever. She seemed very irritated by him. So I am not saying that Danny is a perfect person, but I understand that Danny has made a decision that like this guy and this girl, Janet, are a liability for his life. Like, whether he does better or not is to be seen. Like, he could basically prove them right in everything that they ever said. I am totally open that could be a big possibility. But thus far, I think that he's made the decision that like, I have too big of a life. I have too big of a family. I've got too much shit on my shoulders. Like, I cannot have this guy and this chick who have been going out of their way constantly just to pick and really exacerbate like situations. And I'm not saying that he didn't ever do anything but like, it's a lot. So Danny's making a choice to just be done and to then also kind of aggravate him so that he will kind of show like, because Jason doesn't have any not self-control, because it's not like he's some out of control Jax character, but like if you say something to him, he's just going to say like, yeah, I'm not here to be friends with you either, even though he told everybody that he wanted to be.
Yeah. I mean, I could see that happening. But it's also, it also makes me be like, what? You're going to like, don't like, again, like if you're, and again, I'm not trying to say anyone should be perfect, or if you're going to claim you're churchy that you got to be perfect. No one's perfect. But like, you're going to claim this church life and then you're going to do like, just cut him out. So like the liking shit on socials and the liking thing of like people talking shit about Jenna and Jason, liking it, the smirks, the little comments, and then the little grin to camera at like, yeah, you're being a dick. And you're knowingly being a dick to this dude. So are you doing it to get him riled up so you kick him off the show? Maybe you are. But it seems like he's off the show. Like, it doesn't seem like he's part of the show. So
he wants to get it signed, sealed, and delivered.
Yeah, I guess.
And I think Jason's probably trying to like wiggle his way back onto the show.
Maybe that's a thing that but like it's starting to, the hypocrisy is starting to bug me.
And you're right. And I do hate it. Like I'm totally with you. Like nobody, just because they go to church and they're, God-fearing people, like they by no means do they be perfect. They're actually, a lot of them are the furthest from perfect that you're going to meet. I do like I talk about my faith like now and again, but like I don't want anybody ever, I don't want to talk about it enough to where anybody is ever like, this is a representation.
Where they're doing
like,
what I'm doing now is like
Yeah.
asking like, excuse me.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. Like, I
So
don't
like,
remember.
I wish that he would talk less about that.
Pick
Not
one.
because I
That's
don't want
all
him to
I'm
be
saying.
loud and proud about his faith, but just because like, if you are going to be going on the internet and liking a bunch of bullshit that are just like snarky, bitchy, rude, like physical things about like Janet or whatever, like, listen, I'm going to be doing that, but I'm not out here being like, come to the Good
WWJD.
Shepherd on Sundays at this time.
And you're also not going to cry when the person you're doing it to is like, dude, you're being a dick to me, and be like,
Yeah.
oh, I can't believe you. Oh, I got to call my wife. Oh, she said what? We're never going to talk to. Well, you
don't
also.
remember him, like,
I'm
being
not. I'm
that
just.
way.
I'm being
Okay.
exaggerating, but like. He's definitely. They are saying all those things like, oh, they've done this and they're that, and Jen, and we can't be friends, and that. And I agree. They're being. It seems they're being mature adults with a family and being like, yep, not interested. I got a career, a family, a life. We're cutting that out.
Yeah.
That's the mature thing to do. It's a responsible thing to do. Great. Love that. Would be great if you did it. But that means do it. That means no likes on the social media, no snarky comments, no bullshit in your interviews. Nia, perfect. Handling it, perfect.
Yeah.
Have you heard her say anything about Janet?
No.
Not one thing.
No, I mean, she says her little things, but nothing like Danny.
like
She'll be,
that.
when they ask her in the next episode, are you like whatever about seeing Janet? And she's like, who? Like,
Fine, but that's what I mean. She's. It's not a thing for her.
Oh, I see. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
I think yes.
She's not even engaging.
But that, yeah, I don't know if that's a shot as much of a
Boundary.
no, a boundary. Yeah,
Yeah.
like how she's chosen to do. Danny's firing shots still.
Well, Danny also fed up. And so he's on the super defense mode, whereas Nia is just wants the whole thing to go away and disappear. She wishes she could just close her eyes and open and be like, okay, great, it's all over now, you know?
Yeah.
But Danny is on the defense, and it is a little bit like he is doing a little too much because he's probably like knows that like I don't believe that he did anything at the level that Janet would really wish that he would have, you know,
sure.
and it would have liked to blow it up that way.
and I agree. I think everyone.
Yeah, I don't believe she was in the closet getting her Easy Mac and like felt so threatened that this man is going to rape her or
Nobody
whatever.
buys your bullshit, Janet. Like, please. That bitch also is like a tough bitch. Like, she's not going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe I have to tell my husband.
I'm pretty sure
There's a
Janet
house
could
full of-
beat Danny up.
People right next to you, like she would have walked out. She would have yelled. Like if he, I don't know.
Anything. They've also known each other for a while. Like, you're not
was
scared
wild.
of this guy.
It's a
Little
storyline.
Danny
Yeah, it
Bucco from
didn't
Bucco
read.
Mountain
It was a
with his white
story.
strips.
She needed a storyline.
The next scene up is just such a waste of time. It was when they went to the Belmont to try to like set Schwartz up when meanwhile Schwartz is already dating someone during the scene. So like I
didn't
bad.
even know that. I didn't realize that. Like,
He already had this
he
new
already
girlfriend.
had a girlfriend the whole.
Or I don't know if it was a
Schwartz.
girlfriend or if it was just someone that like they were hooking up. Like I don't know if it was Facebook official.
You know what? This may honestly. Then I'm glad to find that out now because he like fumbled that bag so hard with that girl who was beautiful, has like the ass of a lifetime, and like she was ready to like make it. Like she was like okay, like she was like
Yeah.
I mean, she wasn't like, but you know,
No,
when
she was
Michelle
game
told her
to
about it,
just,
she's
like-
like, "Do you think I should?" Like she was totally game.
Yeah.
And
She was
so
trying to
cool.
push Michelle out of the way to be like, did he
Yeah.
say yes? Did he say, all right, come on.
Yeah.
She was
Yeah, she was
great,
ready
and
to
like
party.
he just
And
looked
seemed
like
like
such
she
a
like
doofus.
they would have a good time. She just seemed just kind of like the way that her personality was. Like it seemed like it would have really jived with his, except for he just doesn't take anything. Like he doesn't grab anything by the balls and like go. But now I'm realizing maybe it's because he was like kind of seeing someone and like was like just fumbling all over himself. Even he probably does that anyways. But like I'm just right now I'm gonna go with, you know what, that scene wasn't that horrible. He had a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, like Schwartz, I think I said to you earlier, I'm like, he should meet Bailey.
Oh no, I think Schwartz
There were
needs-
two horrible flirters, just
Oh,
being
that
like,
would
am
be
I doing
funny
it
to
right? It'd be
watch.
fun.
Yeah,
It'd be
yeah.
cute.
yes,
Yeah.
but not good
Yeah,
flirting.
disaster.
I'd have a nice time.
I feel that Schwartz, unfortunately, like, and I do love him.
I know.
But like, it's you're saying that is just so good. Like, he's not a serious person.
Yeah.
And so, like, even though he is, 44, 45 years old, like, he's dating someone who's like 27 or whatever. And that's fine. You can have whatever age gap you want, but it does tell me something about the relationship. Every nook, cranny, nuts, bolts, it's all telling me something about your relationship.
Yeah.
And then in turn who you are. And I feel that like he's not ready for someone like that chick, Natalie.
Yeah.
She is and I'm not saying that this 27-year-old girl is not a wonderful, formidable like partner, but you just can't be in the way that someone who is your age, who has that life experience, who's going to be like, I have a time clock. I want these things to happen. I'm not in my 20s anymore. Like when you're in your 20s, whether you're anything, girl, guy, non-binary, like you don't understand as much the passage of time as you do when you're in your 40s, 50s, whatever. And that's a bummer. Like that Schwartz isn't like a serious person that like just kind of wants to, no, it's easy. She's so hot. We have a great time. We laugh so much. We have so much in common, but there's no there. Like it's not it feels a little bit like a ship going nowhere, but like gives him a warm body to cushion the blow. It's not, but this person's never going to like take him to task and be like, hey, this is my timeline. I want to be this. I want to do that. What say you? Like she's probably just having the time of her life with him, as she should. She's a young girl, a young woman.
Are they still together?
I think so.
Yeah, Travis and I were talking about it at work today.
So you were talking about Schwartz and his boob? That's so
well, because
so
it's just been mayhem at work, and then I knew we had to film tonight, but quite frankly, I managed to slip my mind for a half a second, and then you're like, "Are we doing 1 or 2 episodes?" And I was like, "Oh shit, we didn't do last. We have 2. I haven't watched either of them. It's 2:30 in the afternoon."
Nat said that. She was like, Mike might not have watched either yet.
Yeah, I hadn't, and I think he had come in during the scene where this was happening.
Yeah,
I'm like, you're the only one that will understand this right now. I have 2 episodes of the Valley I have to watch, so we just started talking about it, and he's like, Schwartz has a girlfriend. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, dude, look at it. It's a put. And he showed me all the things.
I love that.
And we sat for like 10 minutes before I was like, dude, you got to go. I got to do this. And I got to reply to these emails. I can't be talking about Schwartz and his girlfriend. Stupid girlfriend. I'll tell you what I miss.
What?
There's a picture of Natalie and I on one of the very, very first handful of times that we hung out. It was a big party here. You had like that white coat with the furry thing on it. We're out on the balcony.
It's like the perfect. It's like if you don't know us and you want to know who we are as a couple, it is the perfect photo to show you.
You can put it in the episode maybe if you have it. But
I don't know where it's at, but
I want to see this picture. I mean, I'm sure I've seen it, but
yeah, it's. But I think I have a cigarette. I used to smoke cigarettes. Don't hate me. I quit.
You had a beer in that photo too, which I think now I'm realizing that you were putting on, what is it? That was your representative, because he was trying to act cool, but he didn't drink. But he was like in the beginning for like the first few months of our relationship, he would like be basically nursing the same Heineken for like 7-8 hours. Yeah. And I'd be like, do you want another beer?
It worked.
No, this is great. It's great.
Whatever. 17 years later, you haven't left. You haven't escaped.
Yeah.
But on that note, you used to be like, you want to go have a cigarette? And we would go outside and share a cigarette together. And you weren't a smoker.
Who won't have a Camel Crush?
Right. So like, well, I didn't smoke Camel Crushes, but like
you
just
got
that.
it for me.
I did. Well, for you, I'll do anything. But
the little pop in there.
Yeah, and you crush on or the little poop. You're probably
extra
gonna die
toxins
extra fast
for your pleasure.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But that scene where she was like, "Are you gonna smoke that cigarette or not?" Just that, the cigarette flirting. I was like, "Oh, we're never gonna have that." Like, it made me almost want to, like, at some point, go on a vacation and like just get a pack of cigarettes and cigarette flirt for the weekend and then be done with it. Like share a cigarette over a cocktail, just to have that moment again. But we'll probably be like and not breathe.
No, you'll be like, and I'm back. I'll be barfing.
That's right.
Because that's the only reason I always wanted to smoke, but they would by like halfway through, I'm like, I already feel like I'm gonna throw up.
Yeah.
Do you remember when I was in my wig phase, you picked me up when we were going to the Belmont and I had that wig on?
Yeah.
And a accent and a trench coat.
I didn't get a heads up on that.
Nope.
I was dating someone at the time, and I'm like, oh, can my friend Courtney come with us, like to dinner tonight and to the bars? Yeah, great. We go to pick her up. She's literally in like, she looks like a British spy.
That's what I was. I was British. That was the accent I was using.
Short wig, trench. I feel like you might have even had garters on or something. Like
had tall boots.
Tall boots. Okay.
Yeah.
And didn't break character not once. not even to say like, hey, I'm doing this thing. No, she got in the car the entire night, and he was like, it was Dana.
Your friend's a little weird.
Dead now. But no, he was into it because he's way older. So like he would be like, that's really entertaining. Like this is just, it was very entertaining for him. But I like I said, not a phone call to say like, so I'm going to be
just trying something
the
out.
spy who shagged me tonight.
And we went to the Belmont.
Oh, that's right.
That's why I brought it up.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, the last scene is when, and it was very cute when Brittany and Schwartz and Zach showed up to do the babysitting. The baby cries one time. They're like, Brittany! And Luke and Kristen go on their date.
Sorry, real quick. The scene with Luke and Danny, when Danny comes over and Luke apologizes, I thought that was pretty good. I really appreciated Luke's apology.
Oh, yeah.
When he was like, I in hindsight, trying to play the mediator was a bad idea. I should have been more on your side. I'm loyal to you. Like just acknowledging that, like, hey, I tried a thing, it kind of backfired. My bad. Won't happen again. I don't know. I just liked it. We talk all about these kids and the way they communicate and like how we love it, and it's so amazing. It was nice to see 2 40-year-old people. Yeah. Or late 30s or however old they are.
I have that note a few times through both episodes. I know nobody's perfect. I'm not saying Luke is. And clearly, like, there's things that we'll get into in this scene and then next episode also that Luke and Kristen are really, like, missing the boat on each other with. Yeah. But Luke is a good communicator. Like, even when they were sitting in the cigar bar, he was like, listen, where I think we can start is we need an apology for the language that was used on the boat. Let's start there. When he was talking to Danny, he said, I want to apologize. I was trying something, didn't work out. I will have your back every time after. Like, you have my word. Even in this next episode, he was saying, with Kristen and him, just that we're in a tough season. I don't believe it is going to be the rest of our relationship, and a smooth sea never made a skilled sailor. Like, he is a very level-headed, mature guy, I think, especially because I think he's probably one of the younger people on the show.
Yeah.
And he keeps showing that. And in this last scene, when they go out on their date, remember it's in this scene and then also in the second episode, but do you guys remember in the first episode, I said there's something else going on with Kristen. I know she has postpartum. I know there's all these hormones raging through her, but there's like something else that we're not learning about.
Yeah.
And here's where she starts talking about it with him. She's like, I don't feel safe when you do X, Y, and Z. I don't want to, like wake up and you're sleeping on the couch or ask me, should I get the baby? And the dog's barking and it's this, that, and the other. Like, and I do think that's so frustrating. Like, I remember when I was working with someone and we had the same position, they kept coming to me being like, what should I do? I'm like, you have the same job I do. How do you think I know what to do? I open my eyes, look around and see where the holes are, who needs help, what's on the docket for the day. Like, this isn't rocket science. It's common sense.
Yeah.
And nothing irritates me more if we have the same level of responsibility and you're coming to me like I'm your leader, because I'm not being paid to be in a position of authority. I don't make more than you. So figure it out, because you putting that responsibility on me gives me more work. And I know that he's probably thinking of it from the place of like, no, I'm asking her if she wants help. Just do it. Don't say like, oh, should I walk the dogs? You know they need to be walked. Go walk them.
Everything that you're saying, I 1,000% across the board. I feel like Kristen might be a kind of a different kind of character to do things for, or you might not be doing them the right way, or he might have gone to go get the baby a few times and she didn't like the way that he picked her up. Like I would, because I was thinking that when she said the thing about don't ask, like he's asking me if he could, should I go get her? And I'm like, that would be so frustrating. And then I just was like, he doesn't seem like a guy that doesn't want to go pick up his kid. Why would he?
He's been told.
He's been told don't do that. Yeah. Or like, I'll just get her. Or like, no, I'm already on my way. I'm already doing that, you know, because she's kind of scrambled, you know,
100%.
So that's all I wanted to just little deal.
And probably
I
has
couldn't
that,
agree with
like,
that more.
And she said it multiple times of like, I don't want to leave the house. I feel bad leaving the kid to go or to go to a date or to do. So she's got that thing going on in her head. I can imagine it will probably translate to your husband or your partner too. That like, if you're in it that deep, that like if he drops her or if she slips while he's holding her, if he turns around and bunks her in the corner, that's my fault. I'm the one. I should have been holding her. I should, like that's got to be freaking her out too. Like,
or like if you fed her at this time and then whatever that means, now she's crying later because like she actually wasn't supposed to eat until this hour later, and now Kristen's up in arm, like I is up all night, and now it's his. Like he seems a little scared to me.
Kristen is. She seems like, if this is true, which
yeah, and I'm making all the, I didn't see any of this.
Yeah.
I just like knowing who Luke is and all the things that you've said about him. He is all those wonderful things, and so it's like, how did this happen then? This is maybe how it happened.
She's one of those people that has the plan. Like she plans out how the thing's going to go. Step 1 through 87, right?
Yeah,
and
okay.
if step 32 is not how it was planned in her head,
It all falls apart.
Shit's
Even
going.
if it doesn't, she kind of seems like the type she'll be like, well, we wouldn't be here if step 32 wouldn't have gotten. It's like, but we're on step 80 now. Like
Yeah, no,
we've
we're
moved
fine.
on.
Yeah, we fixed step 32 and step 46. We're totally good. It's not even a thing. Yeah, but it was a thing.
Yeah.
It's like the cheating. She'll never know, but I'll know. Kristen will know.
She will. I also think that she's very emotionally trigger happy.
Yeah.
So like she's quick to pop off, and that is not Luke's disposition. So I think when they had that argument when she was pregnant that she alluded to, and he said, I can't do this anymore. And she's like, that messed me up because I thought that meant you were leaving, and like that triggered my abandonment stuff or whatever. I wonder if in Luke's mind, he meant like, I can't do this anymore, this arguing, this loop that we're
I'm
in,
sure
right?
that's what he meant.
And because she's so hot-headed, she just went from 0 to 60, and then he couldn't even get a word in edgewise. So it's like, I really do think with this couple, it's like, when they say there's your side, my side, and the truth.
Yeah.
I think that that's what's happening here. I think he's probably in a little bit of like a paralyzed state because he doesn't want to do anything wrong. And then also I do think he's probably doing some dumb dude stuff where it's like, you shouldn't have fallen asleep on the couch. You got to stop complaining about LA. You said you were going to be here. You made the deal. And then in turn, Kristen, you got to loosen up. The guy's trying. He doesn't know what it's like to have just given birth. He's trying.
Yeah.
And also maybe stop riding, pun intended, stop riding her about the sex stuff and try to heal the emotional stuff, and the sex will come.
Yeah.
All those, but also acknowledge once in a while that this dude is not like, he's from Colorado. He has land. He left a farm. That's it. Like, acknowledge that. Like, everybody needs to work a little bit here, Kristen included.
That's what I said.
I have a tip for Luke. Listen, fishing in LA, not easy. And if you're a freshwater fisher, I don't even know where you go do that, to be totally honest. Like, and he seems like all his poles in the garage are freshwater poles. I honestly have no idea where you go. It's at least 2 hours to go, like the kind of fishing he's used to. It's got to be 2 hours. So like, that's a day. That's a fucking day of fishing. I'm going fishing. Okay, cool. Kristen's probably like, I'll be back in 2 hours. Yeah, no, he didn't even get there until 2 hours. So like, get an Oculus, bro. I'm telling you, it's not perfect, but it is so close to perfect. You can fish. You can sit by a river. In
the metaverse?
Yeah, dude, 100%,
Luke
dude.
is metaversey.
I wasn't either. And then I put on an Oculus that I got and bought a fishing game, and I would spend 10 minutes fishing, and I shit you not, 20 or 30 minutes just sitting in a chair with this thing on by a river, just chilling. One of them is in Yosemite. You look up and this Half Dome is sitting there. 20 minutes in, a bear comes out across the river, and I've told this story on this channel. It gets you a little bit, and I'm like, okay, this is good. That bear just scared me. Like, I know it's not a real bear, but it gave me the real feelings. Catching the fish, you get the little weighted in. Like, it's something, dude, and you can do it in an hour, and you're gonna get that like, all right, I got my fix.
That dopamine.
My dopamine. I caught a big one today. You get it, all the thing, like, and then you can take it off and back to the baby, and you're home in an hour, and you did your thing. And then once a month, maybe once every couple months, then you take a day or the weekend and you go out and go real fishing. The Oculus will hold you over. I'm not even kidding. I know you're not watching, but if you are, if anybody knows Luke, send him this clip, like and subscribe, and get an Oculus. Get an Oculus, bro. I'm telling you, it is. And if anybody else is struggling with like,
by the way, I have an Oculus. I should try this, not for fishing, for other things.
it is.
Can I go on a virtual date?
I'm all what?
Yeah. No, you can.
What are you doing with this Oculus?
You can get other things.
No,
too.
no, I don't. No, I want a real human person for that.
right.
I just, maybe it's like, maybe I could sit at like a, cute little ristorante, the La Trattoria in Italy.
I think that you can.
You totally can.
Yeah.
But I'll go to sip my glass of wine and I'll just spill my meteor all over me because I can't find my mouth.
You won't, because
We
I
know
think
him. He'll
it's
say
only,
more. Don't worry.
It's only the head in the metaverse.
No, it's only your eyes, but I just think I'll be so like
I mean,
engaged that I'll.
The like avatars in the metaverse. I don't think they're full body now. Listen, it's been a minute since I put my Oculus on. I'm just saying, Luke, when you were talking about all that, I was like, Luke needs the fishing game on the Oculus. Like that's going to, it's not perfect. It is going to suffice. It's an e-cigarette is what it is.
Well, I think this is a good time to break to get into episode 2.
It's funny that we don't just pose this as its own episode. But
Yeah.
I don't have a second. Shows as shallow.
Yeah, but I do
And I
have
don't
one
have three
last thing.
things.
One last thing to say about not fighting. And this, the people with kids and who are married can chime in the comments and tell us about this. The not fighting in front of your kids thing, totally
Amazing.
great call, right? Perfect. But what does that mean? That means date night is for fighting.
Or you
That's
go
gotta
to
suck.
or you go to counseling.
Okay, or you plan fight night.
Or
You
you
got
take-
fight night, date night, and no fighting in front or count. Do you know what I mean? Like it just means that like, and I'm not saying it's everything is a trade-off, but the trade-off of no fighting in front of the kids is you have to take some spare time to fight away from the kids.
But also, can't you just get like communication skills and
Yeah,
while your
sure,
kid's
totally.
sleeping, you could
And
have
the
like a
unicorn
great
could fly
conversation
out
in
and
another room
fart us out
and you're
some
not
funding
yelling.
and we'll be great. But that's not going to happen.
I also am not this person. I am not like in the 2 relationships that I've been in. We've never raised our voices at each other or yelled or anything.
Boring.
No, I told
That's
Shane.
not true love.
I told Shane when we first started dating, I was like, "You're a real spicy potato, and I gotta tell you something about me. That shit does not fly. You raise your voice at me one time, and I am out." It's like how you say you can never call me a bitch.
Yeah.
You raise your voice at me, I'm gone, bro.
Oh, thank God Natalie doesn't have the raise your voice. I don't raise my voice at Natalie, but I do like to get spicy. Do I raise my voice at you?
Raising your voice it's worse. You're just like very like condescending, like in a quiet way. Like
Because everybody's so stupid.
yeah, like
Okay. Like, subscribe, hype, tell a friend, and meet us over at episode number 5.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
5 or 4 or 5. Who knows?
5. Cinco. Later, dog.